Today we're playing the DC Deckbuilding Game Solo, which is a little bit different to the regular game, but not that much. We still have 8 supervillains we need to defeat, but the 20 weakness cards act as our timer. They will tick down at the start of every round, only stopping when we defeat a supervillain for 1 turn. After we have played our cards also and bought from the row, the rightmost card will be removed from the game and all villains in the row attack us, also if they can. They can give us weakness cards or do other stuff, or they attack the main card deck for the highest cost villain, which means you lose that many cards from the stack, thus meaning you lose if that depletes. So we're basically in a little bit of a race, and we have brought along my personal favourite DC hero, Batman, who gets +1 power for each equipment, and since there are none in the row yet, this should be fun, so let's get on with it, shall we? We get 5 power cards to begin with, so we pick up both Super Speed and Two-Face. They get replaced by Man of Steel and another Super Speed, but onto the villain's attacks, we lost Super Strength and 4 more cards due to Suicide Squad having the highest number in play of 4. So Ninth Metal pops onto the board. If you've already guessed, I only had 2 power to play in the second round, so couldn't buy anything, which meant Suicide Squad disappeared, but then Gorilla Grodd popped up and destroyed 5 cards from the deck. Turn 3, I drew 3 power, Two-Face and Super Speed, drawing a card, but with that I only got a vulnerability. Two-Face has a guess mechanic though, and I guessed correctly with even, so that meant I had 5 power to buy Gorilla Grodd. Riddler goes away on the villain turn, and it means we don't get attacked now as we draw a Super Speed and Zatanna. On turn 4, I get 3 power, so can buy Ninth Metal, hopefully letting me destroy cards early. And after getting rid of Man of Steel, we have another attack-free turn as Emerald Knight and Green Arrow pop up. On turn 5, I get 6 power to use, along with getting to destroy a vulnerability via Ninth Metal, so I decide to buy 2 Super Speed cards, as drawing more is often very useful. That does mean Zatanna disappears, but there's still no villains, so we don't suffer an attack. Supergirl, King of Atlantis, an amazing card, and our first bit of equipment, the Lasso of Truth, do pop up though. Turn 6, I do manage to draw 5 power, so I straight away buy King of Atlantis. I now just need to hope there's a discard pile when I get a chance to play it. Emerald Knight goes away and we don't get attacked yet again as more equipment finally reveals itself in the shape of the bat signal and the power ring. On turn 7, we draw a punch, guess even to get another punch, and get 7 power overall. Just 1 away from defeating Raish. But we're getting there, and so we pick up the Bat Signal and Lasso of Truth. We do get 2 villains pop up though after Green Arrow disappears, both with their own attacks. Harvey makes us put a punch or vulnerability on top of our deck, so I opt to put a punch, and Bane makes us discard a card, so I choose the vulnerability. On turn 8, I use King of Atlantis to destroy a vulnerability, and then with my 6 power in total, I buy a power ring and kick. So the row resets after Supergirl disappears, bringing into play Bulletproof and the fastest man alive. But I've been smart with Harvey, letting me put a vulnerability on top of my deck, and I got rid of a punch from my hand from Bane. And that's cause on turn 9, I play Ninth Metal to destroy the vulnerability. I also draw 2 cards, Kick and Two-Face. Guessing even, I draw a punch, so with 6 overall, I buy the fastest man alive. Harley disappears on the villain turn, but on their attack, I not only give up a punch from my hand due to Bane, but with Suicide Squad popping up, 4 cards also end up disappearing from the deck. And we go on to turn 10, halfway through the game. It all starts to kick off. Firstly, I play Super Speed, which gets me King of Atlantis, meaning I can get rid of a basic punch. I then play a punch and the bat signal, which gets +1 due to Batman, meaning I can pull a hero from the discard. So I pick Flash, who gets me 2 more cards, the Lasso of Truth, and Power Ring. Unfortunately, I only get 3 plus on its ability due to the draw being a punch card, but I also play Grodd, meaning I get a total of 14 power, which means I can obliterate Raish and pick up the Green Arrow. Hopefully my deck will start popping off like this on a regular basis from now on. So the new supervillain is revealed to be Joker, and upon revealing he just gives us a weakness card, but Suicide Squad removes 4 from the deck, and Ninth Metal and Blue Beetle, a card I'm desperate for, pops up. On turn 11, which doesn't see a weakness tick down, we play Super Speed, which gives us Flash, meaning we drew King of Atlantis, which lets us destroy the weakness, and a Power Ring, which once again only gives us 3 power. Then we have 3 punches and Grodd, meaning we got 12 power overall. Yes, we could have taken down Joker, but Blue Beetle and Ninth Metal were too tasty to turn down, along with a kick. The villains, Goo with Bulletproof disappearing. Two-Face turns up, but since Suicide Squad is worth more, 4 cards just get removed from the deck, and Green Arrow's bow along with Supergirl have popped up. I want that bow. So turn 12 I play 2 super speeds, getting Raish and a punch, which along with 2 more punches and the lasso give me 8 power. So I pick up Green Arrow's bow and the Suicide Squad with Raish going to the bottom of my deck, which means he'll be popping up real quick in a minute, as that deck is quite low. During the villain turn, Green Arrow disappears, so we get Swamp Thing, Ninth Metal and Dark Knight popping up, along with Two-Face destroying 2 cards. Turn 13 sees us powering through our deck again as we play Two-Face, guessing even for Raish as he was the only card left. I then play Kick, Green Arrow, a Bat Signal to get King of Atlantis, meaning I can destroy a punch card. Lastly, I play Ninth Metal, but I didn't want to destroy the card drawn, so overall I got 15 power, which let me take out Joker and pick up the Dark Knight. Sinestro then comes into play, but since I haven't got a hero in hand, he does nothing. Penguin, though, destroys 3 cards from the deck, and the Watchtower comes into play. Turn 14, I play Super Speed and get a Power Ring, which does get 4 power finally. I play another Super Speed, getting me Flash, who gets me a Super Speed and a Punch, which along with another Punch drawn, and the rest I play means I get 9 power. Bit disappointing as I wanted to take out Sinestro, but the combo of Watchtower and Swamp Thing looks pretty brutal, and so I picked that up. During the villain turn, Supergirl disappears along with 4 more cards thanks to the Suicide Squad, and High-Tech Hero along with Heat Vision pop up. But we now only have 7 weaknesses left in the timer and 7 super villains, so I need to get a shift on. Turn 15 I get 12 power from my cards, but Green Lantern's bow removes 2 health from the supervillain, so that meant Sinestro only had 8 health, and that let me spend the next 4 on the Suicide Squad. During the villain turn, Captain Cold pops up. Now, he would usually force me to stop using Batman's power, but since I've got Blue Beetle in hand, I can defend an attack and put him back in my hand, meaning I can also use him to stop Penguin from destroying 3 cards as Kid Flash and X-Ray Vision pop up in the row. Turn 16 I play Ninth Metal to get to destroy a punch card, but with 13 power overall, it does mean I can destroy Captain Cold and pick up High-Tech Hero also. During the villain's turn, the anti-monitor pops up, so instead of losing a card, I play the lasso to defend against his attack, drawing a new one, and Wonder Woman and Kid Flash come into play. Turn 17, I play Super Speed, which draws Sinestro. He draws me the Watchtower, which instantly goes into play, but I don't get his +3 power bonus. So I play Kick, Suicide Squad, and Two-Face. Guess even, which gets me Swamp Thing, who gets +5 power due to the Watchtower. I then draw a card, get Green Arrow, And along with his bow, I get 15 power, but I just decide to take out the anti-monitor and not buy a card. Brainiac turns up, but all he does is force me to get rid of 2 cards from my hand, then draw 2 more as the power ring comes into play. So turn 18, we play Ninth Metal and destroy a punch card. I then play King of Atlantis to destroy Two-Face. I get to draw a card which nets me the Bat Signal, and that nets me Swamp Thing. The power ring I play gets Nout, so after playing the punch and kick, I get 18 power. That lets me take out Brainiac and pick up the power ring. Deathstroke then turns up and tries to make me destroy a card, but I play Super Speed to negate it and draw 2. Can't prevent Clayface though from destroying 4 from the main deck. Turn 19 sees another brutal turn as we draw Swamp Thing off the Super Speed, get Flash off Watchtower, who gives us Sinestro and a punch. Sinestro gives us a power ring but no bonus, and altogether we got 22 power. But my deck's pretty much sorted at this point, so I just end up destroying Deathstroke. Black Manta turns up and forces us to destroy High Tech Hero, along with Clayface destroying 4 cards. There's plenty left in that deck though, and that's why I've left him to just run rampant. Turn 20 sees us destroy Green Arrow with Ninth Metal. I use King Atlantis to destroy a punch. I bring Swamp Thing back with a Bat Signal, and along with Suicide Squad and Dark Knight, who doesn't get free equipment, I get 16 power, which easily destroys the Manta. Atrocitus reveals himself to be the final villain, and to avoid his attack I play Super Speed, gaining me 2 cards. But Clayface once again takes out 4. So on to turn 21 I go, and it is the last turn of the game for us as we destroy Atrocitus with a bit of a villain orgy it seems. Joker, Anti-Monitor, Brainiac, Gorilla Grodd all turn up to help out Batman take him down, along with Green Arrow's bow, and that basically ends the game. So what do you think? I personally have found a newfound love for this one after kind of having it sit on my shelf for 2 years unopened. I picked this up with Rebirth for 20 quid each during an Easter sale, and I never bothered with it as I played Rebirth, found it to be a bit of a poor man's Marvel United, and kind of just discarded this one and was all welly to sell it realistically. But I decided to finally give it a go to make sure what I wanted to do with it, and in all honesty I've definitely unearthed a hidden gem. Yes, it's a bit easy, both solo and against others. The superpowers are a bit broken, but it's a straight up no faff deck builder which I can play alone or with my son, and it's just fun for me. Solo wise, there's a few modes on offer via BGG. There's the one I played here, there's one where you have a timer that always ticks down and you just have to survive for as long as you can, and there's one where you take on every supervillain, not just the 8. Yes, I did realise when packing away I had 9, stupid boy, but this game does the job and the card art is great. Overall, this probably is my favourite deck builder right now, but I have others coming in future playthroughs, so please watch those in the future, and thanks for watching.